Set 3 will be played on Whirlwind. Spawning in the top left-hand position as the orange Zerg, playing for Kespa Team 8. His name is Czech.
His opponent, Blue Protoss from STX. So his name is Trap on top right-hand position of the map.
Yep. So let's see here. I believe this is, yes, our first PVZ of the day. No PVZs previously in either matches.
Yeah, and Trap defeating a lot of good players in round of 32 to make it into round of 16 in WCS Korea Season 2, which is happening right now as we speak. In 2013, Czech is 2-4 against Protoss, but his overall match record is only 2-7. Trap is 22-24, but he is 13-6 when it comes to only PVZ.
Yeah, so a bit of a PVZ specialist here on our hands from STX Seoul, and I mean that's fantastic news considering that he's playing against a Zerg player, of course, and Czech at that is a Zerg player that hasn't had too much success in Pro League overall. 2-8 score, and he is going to go ahead and go for that hatchery first opening, and we do see the STX Seoul player going for that gateway gas opening on his end.
So we're going to see how Trap plays this one out, because he's been so confident in this particular matchup to a point where he believes he can do any type of build, go for the Forge first, go expand, or go for the gateway inside the main base, and still win against his opponent no matter what.
I really hope we see Tempest from him this game. That's what I'm kind of hoping for here. Not sure if we're going to actually see it, but I would be excited regardless, because a lot of the STX Seoul players do like to do that Sky Toss composition against their Zerg opponents, and I think that may be one of the reasons why Trap is so successful in this matchup.
So now Trap is going to scout around the map. He is going in the right direction, it seems like, to check out where his opponent is. He is going to see the hatchery first from his opponent. He is going to see the spawning pool inside the main base. However, Czech, because he decided to go for the bottom left position first, he is going to scout that his opponent went for the gateway expansion a little bit later than he hoped to see.
All right, hatchery finishing up here. Can't really be, I guess, countered right now or blocked or anything like that. The hatchery is up. There's already drones there. He's got the vision. Nothing's going to be able to be done for that hatchery. The third, though, may be delayed a little bit due to the fact that he knows his opponent, or well, he will soon know that his opponent's going for the gateway expand build. Generally, you want to either hold off on that third. You can go for 3 hatch before pool, but that's insanely risky.
Insanely risky, especially on a map like this where it is possible. Now, because Czech did not scout where his opponent is completely, he's going to go for the hatchery at the normal timing against a Forge Fast expand opening.
Yeah, so we're going to see if Trap actually wants to try to punish this or not. If he builds a few more gateways at that natural, does the wall off here, who knows? His gateway is, or his warp gate research is about halfway done. He is building a second gateway here. Is he going to get a third and potentially fourth? Probably not the fourth, but certainly something that he could go for if he wanted to.
Well, now it's really crucial for Czech to send those Zerglings out on the map to make sure that his opponent is not putting down any proxy pylons to punish this third base over here.
And he does have a few Zerglings on the map kind of moving around. No fourth gateway here, so at most we'll see 3 gateway pressure from our Protoss player here.
In 5 minutes 30 seconds, Roach Warren from our Zerg player, Czech.
Ooh, interesting. He could be going for some type of timing attack here, or maybe he really is anticipating an attack coming to this third base here, and he just wants to completely hold it off and then do some type of counter. Pylon goes down, kind of towards the middle south area of the map, slightly to the left of that watchtower there. So that's pretty much going to be almost like completely hidden and out of sight there. I don't see any Zerglings scouting it. Well, hold on thought there, actually. The Zergling's going to get close by. Will not scout the pylon, though.
Yeah, really close, but the Zergling was almost in perfect position. He doesn't even see the warping of the Zalus over there. But if Trap moves out with the initial 3 Zalus, then he is going to scout where the pylon is.
Now here's the issue. There is 1 Roach in production here, but the Zealots are going to kind of knock on that third base's door, and there's not going to be much there for defense. A 4th Zealot being warped in as well. Trap He's going to go ahead and move across the map. Now we have 6 Zerglings, 5 Roaches in production here. I actually think that we're going to see Czech try to do very aggressive timing and just completely counter his opponent following this aggression here. And the build, actually, I can totally see it working here.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially with no Forge inside the main base. There's not going to be any cannons. The Queen is going to get taken now, no problem. That's up to 6 Zals over there, and he does see the Roach pop out, so now he knows something is up, something is not right with Czech's build.
Now the Mothership Core can easily recall these Zealots here after they do a little bit of damage, and I think that may be key in defending here, but no, he is heavily committing to this attack here, and oh, excellent Time Warp goes down. This is going to really deter these Roaches from doing a lot of damage, and it's going to be very hard for them to defend in this position here. The Zealots pick off the Queen as well. The Mothership Core continuing to be annoying as well. And, you know, he can still recall. He's got 100 energy to deal with this attack, and he does indeed use that recall. Behind this, Robotics, Forge goes up. We have 22 Zerglings in production, though. But, I mean, you know, Trap, he's got to know something's going on right now.
Well, he already knows the Roaches do not come out during that particular time. Usually players, they try to get a lot of Zerglings out, maybe throw down a Spine Crawler, maybe get some Queens over at the third base to defend against the Zealots. By seeing up to 7 Roaches after going for the first warping of units and not seeing a lair inside the main base, he knows completely what is up from the Zerg player, and all Trap has to do is defend, go for a counter-attack, and win the game.
Oh, we do see a lot of drones being built behind this. There's a good amount of units here for defense. Yeah, I don't think anything's getting through this wall here. Oh, nice force fields, picking off a few additional Roaches here. And yeah, I mean, there's no way that Czech can actually get through this space here.
Well, I love the decision that Czech actually decided to stop making more units and just go for the drones completely behind it after the Roaches have been scouted. It was a little bit of a mistake. If he squeezed out little more Queens and just a lot of Zerglings to defend against the Zals and hide the Roaches until the very last second, then he could have gone for the counterattack. But hey, during the time there was a ton of Zals, he didn't have too many Zerglings, so he had to show the Roaches just to defend against a couple of Zals early in the game.
This could be really good or bad for either player here, trying to take the third base. The problem for Trap now is he has to defend on multiple fronts, and either that or he's going to have to be in a very wide open area. He needs to utilize these force fields perfectly here. Chroning out an Immortal behind this. The first one's about to complete. We also have Blink on the way, plus 2 attacks starting here. And we have the additional gateways going down as well. This is going to really help out Trap for now. And he does scout the Spire. That's going to definitely help him out there. I think he's going to double confirm that as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to double confirm it over there. And the Zerglings, can they actually get inside the main base? This is a mistake by Trap.
Oh, that was not what he wanted to do there. His Zealot was in a good position. He moved it back. I guess he got a little afraid there. We're going to need to see some additional warp-ins here. But overall, this is going to be really annoying. He's going to lose a few workers, may even lose a pylon or so. The Zealots in here are eventually going to be able to pick these off, but still, just got to be really annoying to run by like this. And additional Zerglings are marching forward here. They may be able to actually do a good amount of damage. Where is Trap's army? Oh, it's in the middle of the map, picking off a ridiculous amount of units here, and I think he may just go for a counter behind this, and assuming that his units at home can pick off the rest of the Zerglings here. Nexus Cannon in the main base as well. Zerglings trying to run to that main base from the natural, but it doesn't matter. Overall, solid defense from Trap. The problem now is the counterattack here coming from the Protoss player. It's going to be very hard for Czech to defend against this with those Immortals in the mix, without speed and with only slow... Okay, no, never mind. He's got speed now. He's good on that end. The force fields are the real thing to be concerned about.
Yeah, well, if Trap has perfect force fields, he's going to win the engagement no matter what. Look at the perfect force fields from our Protoss player. Cuts up a lot of units, and even the drones being pulled, but doesn't do anything, as the force fields cover everything at the natural.
Excellent positioning here from Trap. He's going to move back now, not overcommitting. More force fields go down. His force field usage has been impeccable this game, and he's just picking off unit after unit, being incredibly cost-efficient here. He is still behind in supply, but not by too much. And oh no, look at all these Overlords here. This is going to heavily supply block our Zerg player potential.
The Immortal!
It's going to get picked off. One goes down. Oh no, it's still alive. Okay, finally getting picked off there. But still, overall, a really solid trade for Trap. Czech is just losing so many units to this attack here, and you know what? There's not even a reinforcement pylon anywhere near here to add more units in the army, but it may not matter. This may just be too much for our Zerg player to deal with. Nice force field and time warps as well in this location. More drones off the mineral line as well. This Immortal is going to get picked off here. Trap faltering a little bit with his control, but he has the blink. He's got the +2. This attack with the additional Stalkers, I think it's going to be just enough to take out Czech.
Yeah, all he has to do is blink back and fight with the main force over there as those Roaches and Zerglings, they're nothing against the Blink Stalkers. They're +2 right now against only +1 from our Zerg player Czech as the third base gets taken out easily.
After the third base falling, there's still an additional expansion for a Zerg player, but the timing was so powerful. Remember that, you know, Czech, he wanted to go for the Spire tech behind this, but this timing, it pretty much just did not allow him to do that, and it's an interesting way to open up instead of going for the Stargate tech here. The Roach is continuing to press forward here. They're going to pick off a few units, but the problem is the Blink Stalker simply too powerful in this position. This is going to be checkmate for Czech as he falls to Trap in the third set here. GG is called. STX Seoul now up 3-0 over Kespa Team 8.
Trap doing an amazing job. There was a Zergling run by inside the main base. Usually Protoss players only focus on the Zerglings and trying to take it out, but he was multitasking everywhere. Even the Observer missed it as Trap took out a handful of Roaches in the middle of the map, and that triggered the attack into the main base of Czech.
Also, Trap's engagements against the Zerg player at every possible position were basically perfect. It's like, yeah, just impeccable micro. The force fields went down flawlessly, no issues there. Just very, very minor mistakes from him. The Zergling run-by was probably the biggest fault that he had throughout the entire game, but even that, I mean, it didn't really kill too much. It was just an annoying hindrance, and it did actually allow him to pick off a lot of other units, like you mentioned. So, on that note, STX Seoul, they're up 3-0, and their next player is Deer. You know, a very solid Protoss player from STX Seoul, so they are in a good position to 4-0 their opponents potentially. Will they be able to get that 4-0 sweep? We'll find out after this commercial break.